Hi, everybody. Yeah, oh boy. Okay, I was not expecting to have to do this. I have literally spent the last 3 days doing this, and I thought, I was off. I unfortunately can't speak. Okay, so I can't really speak for very long because my boss has summoned me, so I'm off there. But a few points I'd like to make. First point I'd like to make is about Empower Africa and Ezzy and the team. They're fantastic. And I really want to get that across because, um, we met, and the extent to which they go in terms of promoting, I'll speak for Sierra Leone, I won't speak for the rest of Africa, but they have chased us all, or nurtured us all, UK, Sierra Leone, America, DC, Boston, everywhere I go, Ezzy and Yale and Shai are there. I mean, I'm thinking, hang on, I'm being stalked. But it's just a sign of the determination that they're pursuing this, and I really want to endorse what they're doing, how they're doing it, and the reasons that they're doing it. And I loved what Ezzy said about add value, but leave some behind. And that's really, it's kind, and it also has foresight. A couple of other things I'd like to say, because we've spoken about Africa a little bit. And one of the differences I believe we have at this time is a friend of mine, Joel Kibazo, who used to write for the Financial Times, and he described everybody downstream of me as the independence generation. I was born in 1961. Oops, I've given it away. But the point is, it's an intergenerational transition. And what has happened is, we've gone from, freedom fighters to post-freedom fighter kind of corrupt loonies to dictate, whatever. We've been through a range of cycles of leadership. And we are now entering into a phase of what I would call post-independence leadership. And one of the things that characterizes that is the fact that I, for example, this is my manor. So we're telling, I said, Green Park, I've worked here for years, St. James's. And the issue is that you not only have a different approach coming from the outside to Africa, but what you have is coming into positions of leadership and in positions of influence are those Africans who have been born here or educated here and have rubbed shoulders. I literally spent half of my working life on St. James's in Piccadilly. And so there's a new confidence in Africa, in the leadership and, and downstream as well. So also the advent of the internet and sort of new technology. It's a different Africa. Now, the previous speaker, Sharon, and I believe we met at the Kumasi Roundtable I was there, yeah. And that was interesting. And at that time, we were talking about the absence of toilets in Kumasi and the prevalence of public toilets. And I was really disturbed by that conversation, by the way. So I didn't go back to Kumasi. But the point I would make is, there is a convergence in terms of the capacity, the ability, and the outlook. The world is shrinking, and we're the same. We tell the same jokes, we watch the same TV shows. Anybody here who doesn't watch Netflix? Because, so Rebecca, take a note of anybody who doesn't watch Netflix. Sorry, we have a connection. But the point I'm making is the world has changed, the Africa has changed. Now, what hasn't changed, unfortunately, is that people such as myself form part of an elite. And what we need to do is bridge the gap between the elite and our cousins and nephews and what have you, who are still forming the 80, 90% rural dwelling, electricity, missing, all the rest of it. And that is starting to happen. It's happening with the will and the vision on both sides. Will and vision on our side, so my leader, President Madabio, excellent guy, he's my friend, a contemporary. But also, 12 years ago, we had, no, not 12, 8 years ago, we had a discussion, and it was quite robust. And I was saying, I'm a hardcore investment manager, I know what I'm talking about, what we need to do is invest, blah, 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 blah. And I went down the, that kind of line. And he looked at me and he goes, yeah, okay, I don't care what you say, Joe. We need to develop our people. We need human capital development. We need education, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he's president, so, we're doing free education. But actually, he was right. He was absolutely correct, because one of the biggest, we did, anybody from Harvard, oh, that'll be you, Houseman Growth Diagnostic, and it's quite interesting, quite handy, because it enables you to systematically and rigorously identify the constraints to development. And then we did the research, and it was like, okay, we have no human capacity. We also have no infrastructure, and we have no coordination system. So we started on that, and the reason I'm here, and the reason I've been so busy this week, has been we've been part of the UK Africa Investment Summit, Go Boris, and that was very, very successful. We've held a little side event today. But you know, what I'm saying is, it takes all the components to come together in the right sequence, in the right combination, the right way to actually drive things forward. So bringing it all the way back to Ezzy and the team, I love them, they're great. And the thing about these guys is they get it, and they put themselves out there. And if there's any extent to which those of you who they've assembled here, you know, kind of want to buy into that vision, I urge you to do it. Because, and a couple of things are going to happen. One is you're going to make money because I'll speak for my country. My country is just an opportunity waiting to be monetized. It's insane. You know, I'm not even going into it. It's just ridiculous. Just come on down and take it on. You know, but what has inhibited this in the past has been that a lot of people who are not privileged to have been in my position are concerned that, oh, the Usmani come, hey, they can't take all things. That's not the left now we had. That means that he's just going to come and take everything, because that's what happened in the past. And what they don't recognize is that there is now a more even distribution of intellectual capital and intellectual property, which means that, yeah, nobody's going to take everything. We're going to do a fair deal, just like Ezzy described. So the time is super ripe right now. It's ripe for you guys to make money. It's also ripe for you guys to make an impact. You know, not everybody's necessarily motivated by returns. Some people just want to build stuff. You know, come and build some really nice, groovy stuff, or come and test some really funky technology. I had this gentleman over there. He wants to come and build weird vehicles, and I'm like, yeah, come on. You know, I particularly love the whole like Ezzy and I and Shai and yeah, we talk and Maus. Is Maus here? Why not? Okay, but you see, I know them all. Caleb, everybody. We're all really good friends. We've traveled the world, and the thing is, greenhouses. I mean, the first time I think we met, I just said I want some Israeli greenhouses. You know, you guys have the ag technology. We are the most in terms of primary agriculture, we're the most agriculturally biased nation on the earth. 61% of our economy, primary economy, is agriculture, and we're really bad at it. You know, and we have we have rainfall in the world, and in my house, I spent 2 weeks without water. I mean, it's in the rainy season. You know, there's no return. So that's the crazy stuff that we need everybody to come together, start dealing with. Now, on pain of death, because I now have to run and go see my boss, but on pain of death, I've been reminded by Mr. Anglin over there. One of the initiatives we're looking at, there's public-private dialogue ongoing between the government and others, and as such, there are kind of conglomerations of being put together, alliances, businesses. One of those, which will be announced shortly, and I'm sure we'll get around to everybody, is the UK Sierra Leone Business Forum. And what that will do is allow, obviously we have Empower Africa driving the process in a really interesting way, but also it would be nice to be a member of something that, really one of my mates is in charge of, so you can really get the first kind of news of anything that's going on. Sorry, Ezzy. No, but on a yeah, stand up, Charles. Come on, stand up. Yeah, that's Charles. Yeah. So I'd like to thank you guys for the opportunity of speaking, even though I was like press-ganged into it at the last second. And I'd like to thank you guys for having enough interest to come here, at Ezzy's behest, because it means that you guys have some interest in Africa. And I kind of, hope it works out and that we all meet up in Sierra Leone, all as rich as Croesus, and having a pretty good time. So on that note, I'll hand over back to Ezzy. Thank you very much.